Yup. That won't do it all. So hey guys, what's up? As you can see, I was playing around with the wheat. Wasn't working very well. That's kind of an understatement. It's not been going well at all, let's just say. So yeah, these things, as well as the grass, have a lot of difficulty associated with it. If you look, let's look at the grass. If you were to count the pixels all the way across, there we go. See it. It's 16, meaning when you have other stuff next to it, you need to make sure that it's incorporating things on both sides. But then if it's just alone, then you have random stuff flowing into it. It just looks bad. So that's going to take a long time for me to get working. Though I am keep trying, I am still trying. I will keep trying. Hopefully we'll get there. I have a few tricks up my sleeves still. So what I think we're going to do today is a different texture that's long awaited. The beacons. It won't be the beam because we can't actually edit the beam animation, unfortunately. But we can edit the little things, what are they called? Well, the little boxes inside, you know. You can edit those. So I think we're going to do that today. Something that's very similar to the stuff we've done in the past. We can play around with a few ideas, some concepts, just to get that done, just to make sure that everything's working. Now, chances are, because of this is really all the plants is what's next. So that's going to take a while. It's going to be a lot of work. So I'm going to have to slow down the video rate a little bit just to make sure everything is right. As you've probably already noticed, it's been a week since my last video about. This is because nothing I'm trying is working. So I will get it to work. There are some plants, say like roses or whatever, that are smaller, so things would be a little bit better for them, but there's still certain challenges. Something else to quickly note. If you look from the angle, you know that these two things are repeated textures. They're the same texture. And so theoretically what is right there, if I can get my cursor over it, is supposed to be like the same stock. So if it's moving in opposite directions, that also looks kind of strange. So we have a lot to work on. I will try to get it to work very hard. Might have to edit a few things though, but I'll keep trying, and hopefully we'll get there. So let's begin with the beacon for today. So here we are. Here's a list of things, beacon at the top. And let's quickly go to our Minecraft bin folder, minecraft.jar, textures, blocks, straight to beacon.png, because that is what we'll be working on and editing today in GIMP. There we go. That is beautiful. So what we're probably going to do is, well, let's start by examining this. As you can see, the texture is actually 14 by 14 because the extra pixels around here aren't actually used in the beacon texture. So why it's actually still 16 blocks, I don't know, maybe just for consistency, but the 14 here and 14 here is all we really need to concern ourselves with. The rest of this won't make any difference. So what I'm thinking about doing is have this little circle here, because you can see how it's really bright, kind of a light inside of it. and we're going to have it grow brighter. So it's going to expand and then contract and expand and contract, back and forth. Now, one easy way to do this is we could just gradually increase the transparency overall to the color of this right here, therefore making everything seem brighter and whatever. But we don't want to do that all the way, because in my practice I did it all the way and it didn't look horrible, but it didn't look fantastic either. So I'm thinking 4-second animation and 2 seconds glowing, 2 seconds, I should say 2 seconds expanding, 2 seconds contracting. Meaning we'll be focusing on just the 2 seconds. We'll need 20 frames, 20 times 16, because we still need to work with the 16. So that would be 320. So we'll start off by changing the canvas size, as always, to wonderful 320. Layer to image size. Isn't that wonderful? And we're going to begin just by copying and pasting, because every single layer is going to be fairly similar to this. So copy, paste, drag over, select both of them, copy, paste. Same old process. This is our good old friend that we see all the time. So while we're here, I thought today would be a great time to start talking about the future of my channel, because quite frankly, after like I mentioned, probably 1 episode a week for the texture pack series, just so I can get the plant stuff working. And then after the plant stuff is done, we only have a little bit of a few touch-ups here and there, and then the texture pack is ready for release, and the series is over with. And I'm not going to just end this channel after the series is over. I'm not that kind of a guy. I like keep doing new things. So Minecraft 1.5 will come out really soon. So as I mentioned before, I might want to start a Let's Play if you guys are interested in that on the server that I showed you for my subscriber special. Let's see, let's add a new texture. I might want to create, I don't know, something else, play another game, maybe we could build an adventure map, something that you want to do, because at the end of the day, this is for you guys, but I still want to continue the channel. So right now, what I'm thinking about doing is, in the intervals between releasing one of these texture pack videos, I'll probably make a video for my server, and that will begin around the same time that 1.5 is released. So a lot of things to talk about. Please give your suggestions, because I want to know what you guys think, and I don't want to record a bunch of videos and then have to release them if you guys don't like it. So, very important. So, we're going to be dealing with the opacity a whole lot here. Absolutely wonderful. Since we have 20 different frames, let's zoom in a bit more so we can take a look at this. If we wanted this to have complete opacity by the end, then we would want somewhere around 5 each, because 100 divided by 20 is 5%. But we don't exactly. So I'm thinking probably half that, so maybe 2% each time would be a good amount. So this one will stay the same as it is, and we want to have this not seen. And this is going to be pretty meticulous work here, and you'll have to use a good eye, but it is very, very important. Now, here's different tools we have. We're not going to change this just because ideally we'd want a large square, but if you go into the brushes, guess what we don't have? Large squares. But we do have this, and this is a beautiful tool. So we will be utilizing that, and let's make that 16. Even though we really only need 14, it's still good just to get in the habit. It's a little bit larger. Actually, because this is stretches out beyond, I think, I didn't consider this earlier. If we made this 32, quick experimentation. Yeah. So as it turns out, since it's relative, if we have something that's exactly 16 high, so maybe a little bit larger, we could just click and have the effect complete. So let's try 65, 70. Come on. Huh. Well, it looks like we'll be sticking with 65, but what we can do is we can click and drag. And then we just change that to 4. We click, drag, and you can see that when we do this, it changes slightly. Maybe you can see this in the video, maybe you can't, but there's that little bit of alpha behind this that we only can see because we turned off this layer. So when we turn this layer back on, it'll all change just like that. Add another 2, and we get 6. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. There. Isn't that beautiful? So back on track with the whole channel thing. It's just I want to do something. I do have some ideas beyond the Let's Play, as I mentioned. Maybe an adventure map would be a really cool thing to do. I've actually started trying to do something like an adventure map before, but I just couldn't get into it. And I think if I were to make a series out of it, that would encourage me to keep working on it. Now, usually when people make series out of this sort of thing, like, say, Etho, for instance, they don't tell you very much, but I want to make this something that we're both very familiar with. Oop. Because that way we're both involved heavily in the process. It's about learning. It's about me doing something, you learning from it, us both learning from it, really. So that way, if you want to create your own adventure maps, you have the know-how. Which I think is a fantastic idea, personally. So, one of the ideas I've been having is, because you can do so many cool things with the command blocks, is if you had a fairly large, like, open world sort of game, it wouldn't be like, hold on, I want to try something, that's weird. It does seem like my click and dragging is working. Wait a minute. That is strange. Oh well. End of the day, doesn't matter that much. Anyway, open world. I think that would be fantastic. But it wouldn't be huge, so perhaps... like we have multiple cities, each with their own cultures, each with their own currency, and then you can use command blocks or villager trades to convert currency. I just think that would be a lot of fun. That's just me. And you could play with the concept of time. So using command blocks, you can teleport to different rooms. And here we go. Not even going to bother sliding down. And the different rooms would represent basically the same place, but only it's a little bit aged. So you can go to several places, or actually the same place, throughout different times. I just think that would be a really, really cool aesthetic. 36. It should be 38, shouldn't it? Oh no, because we have one less. So here we go. We've reached the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? Now, we could do a bit more, so let's say increase the transparency in the center. So I'm actually going to turn this into that ball there. Let's make the size around 5. Oops. That won't do. The problem is everything's odd number. See, like that, you just not a lot you can work with. Let's see, maybe if I try this. That's actually pretty nice looking. But you can, as you can see, like it's interesting. So, but we're just going to leave it at this, just because it has the desired effect. So this has been quite a talky episode, I think, but it gets the job done. We have a new texture, and it gives me a bit more time to keep working on the natural stuff, since that's been a challenge. So tell me what you think. Tell me what suggestions you have for the other textures, ideas to make it work. And quite honestly, there we go. Texture packs. That's what we wanted. Save over this. That's the old one I made. That didn't work out quite as well as I'd hoped. So export, replace, export. Also, what? Oh yeah, we should save this, shouldn't we? So save that as under desktop, Minecraft textures, beacon, save over. Now let's take a look at what we've created. Oh wait, text file. Every single time I take a while between videos, if it's been longer, it's just a little bit iffy. here we go. Beacon.txt. You'll see it's just the same thing we did for the redstone. 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Up to 19 because we include 0 in our number count. 19, 18, and all the way back down to 1. Let's just make it a little bit longer. So let's say times 3. 19 times 3. Something really simple like that. File save, exit out. See what our texture looks like. Log in. Mojang. Whew, lovely. Let's get full screen. And grab a... Well, I've got a bunch of beacons over there, don't I? But, nah, we should have this all together. There we go. While it's in our hands, you can already kind of see the glow. It's really faint, really subtle. So you can improve it more if you want to. Maybe do 3 instead of 2. Just something to consider. Put that down. Actually, I think that looks really cool. Maybe I should make it a little bit stronger, but overall I think that effect is really, really nice. So let's take a look at what it looks like with several of them. I think that's beautiful. So here we are. Oop. There we go. I think that's just wonderful. Oh, how did that get destroyed? Anyway, so yeah, tell me what you think. Should I do that Let's Play adventure map series? It won't change how I work on this. I've already decided probably 1 episode for a week if I can. If something comes up, obviously I can't, but I will try my hardest. 1 a week for animated texture packs. But between then, what do you think? Give me suggestions. Because ultimately I'm here for you guys. I mean, I enjoy making videos and everything, but, you know, part of that is that somebody's watching them, and you guys are pretty important. So, that'll conclude this week's video. It wasn't anything too huge, but we'll get this working, I promise. We might have to bring another software into it, though. Alright guys, leave your suggestions in the comments, and I will see you next weekend. Bye!